Hi there, it's Lori, and my story is today. Today, when I'm filming, which is Tuesday, after I babysat, I went to Dollar Tree. I didn't see anything. That's not my typical Dollar Tree. They had basically nothing. Honest to goodness, they had about 4 skeins of yarn, period. Like that whole section was empty bins. 4. And it wasn't this, it was light apricot, the just yarn, and then 3 of some other color. 0 diamond paintings. So I ended up getting my granddaughter and grandson some socks. That's what I got at Dollar Tree. But I had gotten confused and thought the Five Below was next door. It was actually across the street. So I went across the street. So that whole area is a bunch of like one corner is actually a mall. And the two of the other corners are like the shopettes, the strip malls or whatever you want to call them. Strip as in a line, not as in take off your clothing, because that's a different kind of mall and I wouldn't go there. So anyway, hopefully you're loving, I hope. Anyway, so I get in my car, drive across the road, because major road, okay. And then the third corner is actually like a bit of a reservoir, a lake, pond, whatever. So you can't build over there. Or actually, it might be, that little corner might be part of a golf course. Anyway, it's not shopping. But the other 3 corners are like all the stores. Name a store, it's probably within those three corners. So I go across. I see the Five Below. It's in the corner. So I park. It was like very easy to get to from where I was coming from. Pull in, park, walk up, walk in the store, and I'm looking around. I'm like, this doesn't look like the other Five Below. And then I'm looking at the tags and the prices, and I'm like, $27. And it says Ross on it. Do they have a merged Ross and Five Below? I was very confused. But I was looking around and I'm like, well, it definitely looks more like Ross. So I looked around to see, is this indeed Ross? So I was kind of checking different tags. I'm like, this is Ross, but the sign said Five Below. So I will walk back out. I see a little sign, like smaller than this one, okay? Probably half the size of this, that says Ross above those doors. I look over and I go, there's the Five Below, literally next door. But the Five Below signage came all the way to the edge of this Ross. So, yep, I went into the wrong store. There are worse things, and at least I wasn't crazy. I'm like, have I lost my mind? It said Five Below. Yeah, and the Ross sign was like so small. And the Five Below sign was giant. The Five Below store was so much smaller than the Ross store. It was all backwards. But anyway, so this was a different Five Below, obviously, than I went to last time, because I was checking it out. There you go. And their stuff was organized in more the way I think about how I would organize my store. But it was smaller. So smaller than the other one I went to. But it was easier to find what I really wanted to look at. So once I verified I am indeed in Five Below and no longer in Ross, I went ahead and got 2 items for the channel, for to do on the channel. Okay, because I wanted to give both a chance and give valid reviews on a crochet kit and a knit kit. And so I can give you honest feedback on these. Now, this is a butterfly, so this will go to my granddaughter. This is stitched, so it'll go to my grandson. I got to try to start giving him stuff too. Hello, Missy. I do not have food. She thinks I have food. I guarantee it. She's my silly girl. What do you want, baby? Anyway, so I will be able to give genuine reviews. This as a beginner. This as I've done a lot of amigurumi, so it'll be really interesting. And I haven't done the felted eyes before, or felt nose. So I'm assuming I glue those on. I don't know. And that's how the wings are too. So I'm hoping this is easy. It looks like garter stitch, but we'll find out. And it does include, this has a video. It says it has video. Does this one say it has video? I'm not worried about this, but I will review it from that perspective. Okay. I'm an experienced crocheter. I've made plenty of amigurumi. I'm not an experienced knitter. Are these accessible to a beginner? This especially. Is this accessible to a beginner crocheter? I'll do my best to evaluate that. And, you know, plastic knitting needles. I don't have any of those. So that'll be an experience. I will use the items in here to do a true review. And I'll give you an approximate amount of time things take me. Not to say, oh, you know, you can do this in this long. No, just more to get a feel for how much time investment. You know, right now, I don't know how long this is taking. So here's a WIP, a work in progress. Because number one, I have to make a decision because somewhere I missed a row or added a row because that seam color change is on the opposite side of that color change. So my decision is, do I make that the front or do I make that the front? I don't know. Like it's got a blue necklace. I don't know. Or it's just got a stripe. So I have to make a decision. I think that looks better, and then just deal with that being underneath the head. Because I don't know whether I added or subtracted, and Camille's Creations talked about this. So it's kind of tricky to count your stitches. Why does this arm look bigger than this arm? It's not. I counted every single row. It's just or every single stitch across every row. It's just that's probably part of how I lost track of how many rows, because those seams should have come out on the same side. So I am actually using this to count my rows because when it turns off, it stays where it was. So I'm using that to count my rows, and I'm doing the head part. And I believe I will need to double the head because, again, it's going to be a fold over. Now I could do it in 2 pieces. But again, I don't know if I added a row or subtracted a row. No clue. All right. So that's where we're at on that. I will be happy to review that. Next, I'm going to talk about a Temu item that I got. And it's going to look silly, but you could put it on like this, and it has this huge pocket. Now, why on earth would I want this? You know why I want this? Because after I heat treat the dang yarn, I can throw it in here and then bring it up here to organize. Right now, I'm having to take up the whole living room, like where we all hang out, to put the yarn and like sort it into the different bags that needs to go to. It's a problem. So I got this. I think this was $3 or $5 from Temu. I will do my best to link that. I think they approved my link on that. So anyway, not that I just think having a big bag in front. I think they call this a laundry apron. I think that's what it's called. But so I got that in the mail today. And now time for Happy Mail. So we've seen Temu, this WIP. Oh, before I go to the Happy Mail, my other WIP, this. I thought I got there. I thought I was at 24. No, I'm at 21-ish. So I have 3 more rounds to do. Because I know I end on this round that I just did. Because each round is just the tiniest bit different. There's 3. It's a 3-row repeat. Yeah. Anyway, again, it's my own design. I'm using a 12mm hook. This yarn is from Jennifer Redgate, which I think hers came from Mama G Gear, which is where I had this yarn originally, but I wouldn't have had enough. Let me show you how much I've got left. That's why I was actually hoping I was done, but now 3 rows. That should be enough, and I should then also have enough to do the mixed, where it's the green color and then the variegated. But none of this is going to end up on the border, I don't think, because I don't think there's going to be yarn. And again, I deliberately don't do that end until I actually am putting it together, so I know that's the back side. So there you go. And last, but absolutely certainly not least, my Happy Mail, my random win with one of my alter egos on Mama G Gear. Okay, I only enter on my alter egos for engagement. I only enter like once or twice. I type the word, whatever word it is, and one of my alter egos happened to win. I felt kind of bad about that. But because I enter it for the engagement, but I also really wanted it, so I was really happy about the win. So I had mixed feelings. But I wanted to clarify that I'm not sitting there like typing it 100 times in all my alter egos, both of them, and then my regular. Most of my chat is in the regular. It's just to show that those are engaged. It's to try to help. But this thing is gorgeous. This is a Mama G make. And this is The texture is the same on both sides, I believe. Yes, it's beautiful. And it almost smells like her hand-dyed yarn, but I do not believe it is. I believe it is, I think she said this is acrylic. But this will get hung up once, back on that hook over there. And I've got to, once I heat treat J Paradises, I can put hers back up too. But this rainbow is beautiful. And the blackest, yeah, so it's just so fun and bright and fabulous. So there you go. That was a whole lot in not very long. But yes, I went into the wrong store. And it took me far too long to realize I was in the wrong store. And it really made me question myself when I was in there. I'm like, it said Five Below. I know it said Five Below. Yeah, it was next door. So if you have used a Five Below kit, let me know in the comments. And let me know, is that something you want to see? You want to see me review these? Do you want to see me doing some of the instructions? Do you want to see that film of that? Or do you just want me to talk about the parts? Or tell me what you'd like to see in regards to these kits. All right. Well, it's time for this. I found my glasses. Thanks for coming in. Can I get an amen? Hugs from me, Ma Potato Head. She's got some wonky eyes today. Hugs from me. Whatever kind of hug you need. Even if it's a hug from a distance. And remember, you matter and kindness matters. I really hope to see you again soon. Bye.